Good morning, this is Kasturi De. Today I am going to start with the discussion, continue with the discussion of the question answer series of matter according to ICSE syllabus class 8. Okay, so I'm starting with the short and long answers. I was continuing with this in my last video. Okay, and now also still there are some question answers left. So I'm starting with the discussion now. So explain the following. Why do soft drink bottles cool better in ice at 0 degree centigrade than water at 0 degree centigrade? It's because that every gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade, when it is converting to water, it extracts 336 joule of heat, okay, heat energy, which is this 336 joule of heat, that is more than the water at 0 degree centigrade. Okay, which is due to that is water, that is ice, which is having the high specific latent heat of ice, that is the ice whose specific latent heat is very high. Due to this reason, this ice, when it is converting into water, it gives out 336 joule of heat. Okay, so that much when it is giving out, when it is in the water state, it is not giving out that much of heat. Even at 0 degree centigrade, water, when it is at 0 degree centigrade, will not give out extract out from the cold drinks bottles these 336 joule heat. But when it is in the ice form, at the same temperature, that is at 0 degree centigrade, that will extract out that much of heat, that is 336 joule of heat energy from this soft drink bottle, which will make the soft drink bottle much cooler. Okay, and it will be better. These bottles will stay much better in that ice, in that temperature, that is 0 degree centigrade. Okay, now why the weather becomes bitterly cool when snow starts melting? What happens when the snow starts melting? Again, here also, that every gram of ice, snow is nothing but ice. Okay, so ice at 0 degree centigrade, when it is melting to water, it liberates out, it requires it liberates out 336, it requires 336 joule of heat energy from the surroundings to melt it to water at 0 degree centigrade. So when it is requiring that much of heat, when it is gaining that much of heat from the surroundings, so it is absorbing that much of heat from the surroundings. So when it is absorbing, it is making the temperature of the surroundings that much temperature also falls. That means it cools down the temperature of the surroundings. Extracting out the heat from the surroundings, 336 joule of heat it is taking it from the surroundings to melt it to water at 0 degree centigrade. So that is why it is cooling the atmosphere surroundings. Okay, that's why it becomes very cold. Now why does it become warm during snowfall? What happens here when snow is falling? When snow is falling, when the water was there and it is converting into snow or ice, you can say. So water, when it is converting into snow, it is giving out heat. Again, here also 336 joule of heat is given out by the water to become to ice at 0 degree centigrade. So that much of heat energy it is liberating out, water is liberating out, making into the surroundings. So that surroundings become heated. That is why when there is a snowfall, the weather becomes warm. Why do the glaciers not melt completely during the summer season? What happens again? Because we know that ice requires to melt to water, it requires 336 joule of heat energy, okay, to convert into water at 0 degree centigrade. Ice at 0 degree centigrade to convert to water at 0 degree centigrade requires 336 joule of heat due to its high specific latent heat. Okay. So what happens? So, that is not all the time it is getting that much of heat to melt to water at that temperature at 0 degree centigrade, that is. So when it is not getting that much of heat to melt the water, that means when that much of heat is not sufficient for the ice to melt to water at 0 degree centigrade, so it is not melting. It is remaining as ice, that is glaciers are remaining as ice in the ice form even during the summer season also. Okay. Now, why are the burns caused by the steam more severe than caused by the boiling water? Here also we know that this steam has high specific latent heat, that is 2260 joule per gram. That much specific latent heat has steam. Okay. Now, when steam, every gram of steam at 100 degrees centigrade will give 2260 joule of heat energy, more than water at the same temperature, that is 100 degrees centigrade. That is why the steam has more heat energy, and so what happens? It causes more severe burns on the skin. Okay. Next we come to differentiate the now solids have a definite shape and definite volume. Liquids have a definite volume but not a definite shape, and gases did neither have a definite volume nor a definite shape. Now solids, their molecules are rigid, liquids are non-rigid, even gases are also non-rigid. The solids molecules can only vibrate to and fro about their mean position, whereas liquids can move within the boundary of the vessel, and gases, they can move freely in the available space. Okay. Now molecules remain fixed at their positions in case of solids. In case of liquids, molecules do not remain fixed at their position, and in gases they do not remain in their fixed positions. Okay. Now, in case of solids, the intermolecular forces are very strong. In case of liquids, it is less than the solid molecules. It's moderate, you can say. And in case of gases, the intermolecular forces are very weak. Then in case of a solid, the molecules are closely packed. In case of liquids, they are loosely packed. But in case of gases, they are wide apart. Then liquids generally cannot, solids generally cannot flow. Liquids and gases can flow. Okay. Then we have come to the 14th number question, where is describe energy contained in the three states of matter. The three states of matter have different amounts of kinetic movement energy, kinetic energy. In a solid, the particles vibrate about a fixed point. If we add heat energy to a solid, the particles will vibrate with a larger and larger amplitude. Okay. And eventually, more and more of these particles will able to break their solid bonds to form a liquid. That is, when this kinetic energy increases, they will vibrate more fast, and in doing so, some of the molecules, they will leave their position and leave their boundary, their position, that is their mean position, and they will leave their position and strike the other particles, and they may move from there, that is their intermolecular spaces may increase, and to a such an extent in such a way that when the kinetic energy becomes more than their intermolecular force of attraction, they will leave their solid bond and they will change into liquid. Now liquids have more kinetic energy than solids, and if we add heat energy to what will happen? The particles will move faster around each other as the kinetic energy increases, and some of these particles will have more kinetic energy, enough kinetic energy to break their liquid bond and then escape as a gas. Now, even water in a puddle or a cool day has some particles with enough energy and break their liquid bonds and become a gas. There will be enough of these particles so that after several hours the puddle is evaporated into gas. Okay, this is an example of this. Next we come to what is a matter composed of. Matter is composed of tiny particles called molecules. Then we differentiate between the melting point and boiling point, giving at least one example of each. So melting point, the temperature at which the solid changes into solid state changes into liquid state. Then the temperature at which the liquid changes into gaseous state, liquid state changes to gaseous states, that's the boiling point. The temperature is known as the boiling point. Here also the temperature at which the solid changes to liquid, that is the melting point. Now, melting point, at this temperature, solid phase and the liquid phase are in equilibrium. In boiling point, the temperature, at this temperature, the vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure or pressure of the gas above it. Then, melting point of ice is 0 degrees centigrade, at which, this is an example. Here, melting point of ice is at 0 degrees centigrade, at which ice melts to water by absorbing the heat without any rise in temperature. In case of boiling point, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade, at which the water changes into vapor, that is water vapor, by absorbing heat without any rise in temperature. Okay. So, I'll stop here. I'll continue with the rest of the question answers in my next video. I want to tell you that if you have any, besides these question answers which I am discussing, if you have any other questions you want to discuss, or you want to know, you want some clarifications, you please write it down in the comment box. I'll reply it as soon as possible. Okay. And if you like the video, hope you are liking the videos, and if you are liking it, please do press the like button and share with your friends so that they can also be benefited from it. And if you are a new viewer to my channel or not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Okay. And in the description box, all the text video links will be there. If you want to refer to those text videos, you can easily go to them. Okay. Thank you.